Yes, and of course we needed an aesthetic for the show. We needed to pick it up. Me with a face for radio. We have Ronda as from Ronda's Random Thoughts on YouTube. Apparently, she's also an enigma wrapped in bacon. I just caught that. Okay, so welcome to the show. Thank you for being my guest co-host today.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for having me.
Let's just dive right in. As we're getting warmed up here, why don't you let everyone know about Ronda's Random Thoughts?
Oh, I don't know. What does anybody want to know? Like,
what is it? What is it?
It's my YouTube channel that I started after 2020 because I had my photography business that I started in 2019, and then 2020 happened, and now I don't have a photography business anymore. So I needed a creative outlet, and I was like, hey, I could do YouTube. I think maybe. Yeah. So I started a YouTube channel. Started out doing what I call it was called Baking and BS, and I would bake things, and I would talk about like conspiracy theories, weird news. I have a whole Illuminati series. It was fun.
Okay.
But it's Arizona. You can't bake year around here. It's too hot in the summer. So then I started Miss History. And then I've just kind of stuck with Miss History because now it's too difficult to do the setup for Baking and BS. We've got a giant dog crate in the dining room. Yeah. Because we have a much bigger dog now than what we had when I first started it. Okay. You know, Buttercup is 100 pounds, and our farmer dog Wyatt was about 50. So
it's an upgrade. So but Randa on YouTube. So get over to YouTube. Go to Ronda's Random Thoughts. You're going to enjoy it. A lot of good stuff there. And Brendan, what's up? I don't know if you can see the comments, Ronda.
I cannot. I got a fly in here.
Okay, anyway. So I will be relaying the comments to you. But let's jump into this. That's what they tune in for. So let's give them what they want. The little dictator tot is turning a 180 today. But before we get to the little dictator tot, I want to go back. I want to go way back into way back machine. And when Jen Kondasaki was the mouthpiece of the State Department, not of the White House, when she was a mouthpiece of the State Department, a leaked phone call. God, remember when we had a leaked phone call for Donald Trump? Remember, and he asked Ukrainians, he said, hey, listen, get me some dirt on this Burisma business, right? They went straight to impeachment. What we don't remember, because we have short memories, is that back in the day, there was a leaked phone call between the United States and our allies on how we were going to put Zelensky into office, the regime change. This is her response to getting caught with that phone call.
U.S. officials talk about issues around the world. Of course we do. That's what you do. That's what diplomats do, and discuss especially issues where we've been closely engaged. You know, the secretary met with the opposition this weekend. He stopped by a meeting with the foreign minister. It's up to the people of Ukraine, including officials from both sides, to determine the path forward. But it shouldn't be a surprise that there are discussions about events on the ground.
This was more than discussions, though. This was two top U.S. officials that are on the ground discussing a plan that they have to broker a future government and bringing officials from the UN to kind of seal the deal. This is more than the U.S. trying to make suggestions. This is the U.S. midwifing the process.
Yes.
Well, Elise, you're talking about a private diplomatic conversation.
It was private.
Those happen all the time.
Back in those days, it was a private diplomatic conversation. Sorry, Ronda. It was a private diplomatic conversation. Now it is he
it's
said
an impeachable offense.
We heard him say it. We heard him say it. The problem I have, Ronda, is that we have such short memories as we the people because of the 24-hour news cycle, because of the internet and the bubble we live in, that we forget this crap. We literally put Ukrainians' government into place. That is there because of the United States, and it's all by design.
I think we've done that enough. Can we just stop and just come back, focus on America, quit putting governments into places, please?
Yeah.
I can see the comments now, by the way. I figured it out.
Okay, good. But here's the but I will tell you on that, the problem for me is that we're run by Gen X, and now that Greg's here, he can celebrate. We're talking about the generations. Gen X is done with this crap. We don't care. I think a lot of the wars we got into prior to were generations that actually cared what other people in the world thought about us. No one in Gen X gives a rat's flying ass what anyone thinks about us. And if we're going to hurt their feelings too damn bad, suck it up, Buttercup, and you figure out your own stuff. We're figuring we're running a $2 trillion deficit, $36 trillion in debt. We got to fix our own crap here. I don't care what happens in Ukraine and Russia anymore. I just don't care. It needs to end.
And, like I remember 91 Desert Storm, Desert Shield, those before the war kicked off and was the war. I was out protesting going, we have no business being there. Can we not?
Yeah. Oh, you were a protester?
I was a protester.
Check you out.
I did not think that we should be going into Kuwait at all.
Okay.
And I didn't think it was our business. Agree with you.
So check this out, though. We talk about Kandasaki, just, let's just
Gen X rated government.
Yeah. It is a complete, it's a memory lapse that we were the ones that installed this government in Ukraine for our own benefit. After that, we have 25 to 30 new biolabs there, pharmaceutical companies, and it's very mineral rich. Wow, surprising. Can I keep going back in the time machine and show you exactly, because we forget this, because Putin is public enemy number one. Russia is public enemy number one. Russia. Y'all know what we did to Russia? Y'all know what we did to Russia? We jacked them. We said, we're going to start NATO. Okay. And we're just going to set up this shield in case y'all start acting a fool, but we're going to stay over here. We are not going to set 1 foot closer to you. We're not going to get any other nations involved. Wink, wink. And we're good. Watch this timeline. This is rad, guys. Check this out. Look at this. This 90, 92. All right, look at them all now. So this is at the beginning of it. Here's the NATO countries in the dark blue, right? Here's the NATO countries, and then there's some that are just kind of, we're just kind of thinking about it. Now I get 90. Wait, what happened? Okay, now these are independent states that are basically friendly to NATO, and Russia's just not doing anything. Russia's like, okay, cool, we're just going to hang out there. And then, there's another NATO country. And then, how about another NATO country? We'll bring Poland in here, yeah? And 2003, 4. Oh, we promised, Vlad. We promised, Mikhail, we're not going to do any of this. Here we go. Yeah. You guys, look at boom, boom, more, boom. Ukraine now. Look at that. That is a wonderful example of why Russia is, okay, I have no other option but to start capping off countries I can that are bordering me. I mean, they were absolutely 100% hoodwinked. And again, you can say, oh, Russia's bad. Okay, I don't care. But a deal is a deal. You make any kind of deal with a nation, a deal is a damn deal.
Well, and it's not like we're perfect. Oh, no.
Yeah, we are.
Like, if you're studying history and all you think is how great we are, you're not really studying history. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I think Norm Macdonald had the best quote. He said, every war in world history is won by the good guys. It says here in this little book. Does the winners write the history? But I'm not saying Russia's good. I'm just saying Russia is doing what I most likely would have done had I been lied to for 30 straight years by the rest of the Western world. Yeah, okay, now I'm going to go, now y'all piss me off. I'm going to go now, and I'm going to try to take it, just kind of get Ukraine. And understand that Russia believes that all of those countries are still theirs. They believe that they had, with the USSR, they believe that they had that taken from them. That's still their motherland. Yes.
That's a good point, Dan.
I'll say Native Americans, Native Americans, and I'd be shocked that the U.S. Looks at you. It's just more. It's guidelines.
Guidelines.
Yeah. Wink, wink. If we want to go into Native American history, we got about 3 or 4 shows. All right, here in the 90s, Ukraine gave up its nukes. Part of the deal. You're damn right, Jay. That's right. You're right, Jim. Yep. Part of the deal was the other countries that signed the deal would defend Ukraine. That's true. That's
Brendan.
Very true.
That's a great point.
Other countries, though. Other countries. Did you see the UK kicked in $2.5 billion as a loan?
Yeah.
They're not defending crap. They're not doing anything.
Well, then they said they wanted to send troops there.
Good, go do it.
And then they went, but we need the Americans to back us up.
Nope.
How about no?
No. So how about this? So let's get to little Dictator Tot's message today.
But did you see Brendan's comment? NATO gentrifying Europe since 1949.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But that's why I believe, and I thank you guys. I think this might be what we see tonight from the president. I'm going to be hopefully live streaming it. I believe he's pulling out of NATO. I believe we're going to pull out of NATO.
Well,
It's that big. It's that big of an address.
Aren't we paying the most for?
Oh, of course we are. That's why we pulled out of the World Health Organization. We pulled out of there. They don't. By the way, World Health Organization doesn't even believe Taiwan exists. Like they just China can pay for them if they want to. That's totally okay. There's no World Health Organization literature that says the word Taiwan. It does not exist according to the World Health Organization. It is China.
Who as useless as the United Nations.
Okay, so let's get into little Dictator Tot's quote here. He said, "Our meeting in Washington at the White House on Friday did not go the way it was supposed to be. It is regrettable that it happened this way. It is time to make things right. My team and I stand ready to work with President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace deal that lasts. We remember the moment when things changed, when President Trump provided Ukraine with javelins. We were grateful for this. Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it at any time and in any convenient format. We see this agreement as a step towards greater security, a solid security guarantee, and I truly hope that it will work effectively." That is little Dictator Tot's statement on I'm so sorry. I don't believe him one bit. I do not believe Vladimir Zelensky. He's a dictator. He's a piece of garbage. He's an actor. He's been placed there. He has no soul. And no, he's going to pull the rug out from Marco Rubio and Donald Trump again in signing this deal. And you say it's a step towards a security guarantee? There will be never, ever, never, never, ever, never, ever, ever a security guarantee. Never. Sorry.
I have no words.
But when you ask for a security guarantee, when you say this is a step towards security, what does the security guarantee mean? It means if anyone flexes on you, we're going to stand between you and fight them. That's a security guarantee. That's what it is. And there's no way in hell anyone, and I'm going to go back to this, about Gen X being in charge. They don't want to handle it. We're not taking that. No. This is the potential of sending our children, which we screwed up royally. Would our children to war? Hell no. There's no way you're going to get any of us to back that again. Anyone who votes for war in Washington, D.C., the rule would be, if I were king, the rule would be this, that every military age person in your family will 23andMe that bad boy. They're the first in the front lines. Go ahead and vote for it. Go ahead, start your vote now. We'll take an up and down vote right now.
It's like buy your leave.
Yeah, right? What buy your leave? What does that mean?
You first.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, exactly. Okay, good. That's an easier way to say it. Yeah. It's you first.
I was also, quoting a Pirates of the Caribbean thing. Buy your leave.
Oh yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
No, I know most Pirates of the Caribbean quotes. I don't know which one that's from. Might have been.
I can't remember which movie either. But yeah.
Okay. The only time, and Rob and I both go with this one, because the only time we've laughed out loud in a movie theater and we're the only ones that laughed, it was kind of embarrassing, is when Johnny Depp goes, "Why is the rum always gone?" And then he stands up and he goes, "Oh, that's why." Yes. Hilarious. What up, Truman? Thanks for tuning in from Mexico. Appreciate it. Did Susan Rice tell Zelensky to apologize yet? Pretty much is what that had. And this little twerp. Remember this treasonous ass?
Our ally is.
Look at this guy. By the way, he's part of the advisory council for Zelensky. Susan Rice and this treasonous piece of garbage are actually advising, and so is Antony Blinken and Victoria Nuland. By the way, when we talked about Jen Kondasaki, I couldn't think of her name. Victoria Nuland was the person discussing and leaking the information that we're going to do a regime change in Ukraine. But this little twerp here on CNN demanding that Donald Trump apologized to Volodymyr Zelensky. He's part of the program as well. I wouldn't even play that for you because it's redonkulous. There's no way we need to play that kind of crap. Yeah. I just, yes. There's so many ways Gen X is right to be pissed at boomers. That's true. So, I mean, look at Gen Zers, millennials. They have every right to be pissed off at us, too, because we all of a sudden we're like, we're not going to raise kids like our parents did. That's scary. We're going to hold on to our kids. We're going to make sure that they don't get hurt. They could be pissed off at us, too. Yeah.
Well, I didn't never put my son in a bubble. Yeah. Well, that's what happens. Rub some dirt on it, walk it off. Anyway.
Yeah. No, I think that is. We'll see what Daniel's got to say here. Daniel said, yeah. Why just their kids? I think she sent everybody that votes. Yeah, okay, good too. Yeah, hell yeah. It's a weapon of war. That's right. Yeah, send Mad Maxine Waters out there. That's for sure. I remember I was kind of the more free range parent, and I did say I was a little intern Beans was crawling, and she walked right towards this a light cord that was plugged into the wall. And I was like, hold on. Let's see what the hell she does. I mean, come on. We can't just assume the worst. Swear to all things holy. Swear to God, she picks up the cord and wraps it around her head. I'm like, what in the one thing? You're like, oh, the kid's going to wrap that thing around his head. You're like, no, kids aren't that. Holy God, they are.
Oh, yes, they are.
Oh, jeez Louise. Yeah. All right. Ronda from Ronda's Random Thoughts on YouTube is with us, and we can just keep rolling right along here. Speaking of the things that you just don't expect to have happen, you don't expect a standing seat in Congress to be occupied by Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Sandy Cortez, for the cool kids, she is still fired up about Elon Musk. She is, I can't even, let's just go ahead and do it.
Years ago, 19-year-olds were not raiding the Treasury.
19-year-olds are not raiding the Treasury right now, sweetie. They're not raiding the Treasury. No one is raiding the Treasury right now. No one is.
2 years ago. People who have no idea with medical background have not been hauling in and creating kangaroo courts for scientists to dismiss them 2 years ago. That started happening now. Elon Musk is not a scientist.
Neither is Bill Gates.
Yet he puts, hold on. Yet he puts people in space. I'm going to go ahead and say science is involved in that. I don't know. I mean, can I get a, I'm going to say science is involved in it. Okay. She continues. This is just absolutely priceless.
He is not an engineer. He is a billionaire con man with a lot of money.
Okay.
He does not have this kind of good background.
Oh, good.
Neither does George Soros.
A bartender, woman. You were a bartender. You went from bartender to congresswoman. You are literally signing off and voting on laws.
I was laughing at Brendan's comment.
And then get it up there. There we go. All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, it's unreal. Rhonda, Greg wants to know where you get your research for your YouTube channel.
So some of it is online. Some of it is actually history books. And I do have a video coming out Thursday about federalism, which I took from my Cases in Constitutional Law textbook from college. I did go to college. I do have a degree.
Nice. I do not. I went to a lot of colleges too. I went to a ton of them. You name it, I went there.
I got a degree in legal studies. I worked 2 years in the legal field and went bumping them out. So went back to accounting.
Right. Numbers aren't jerks. Yeah.
No.
Okay. All right.
Litigation is the worst. But yeah, and then I have another video that I had researched on, Gregory, to answer your question. And I have the book 1776 that Dan got me. Michael, I like homework. Stop it.
There you go. Yeah.
I have a book on H.H. Holmes, Michael. So there
you have it. Yeah. I have many leather bound books.
But
my apartment smells of rich mahogany.
The Mary Surratt series, I not only did a lot of research online, I also knew one of her family members that gave me some stories. And then I bought the book, The Assassin's Accomplice. I have another video coming out about Calvin Coolidge. I have read his biography. So yeah, I got books. I got books. I read.
All right. She's got books. Let's go back to someone who couldn't read a book. That's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
You have a degree, but
And
you're still
in fact,
smart.
while there's some disruption over that, I sincerely ask you all to examine what expertise he has in approving medical devices, in biomedical engineering devices. And if you all think that he is an expert in that, I've got a bridge to nowhere to sell you.
A bridge to nowhere. No, okay. So Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, what she's talking about right there is Elon Musk, and I'm near and dear to this too, because she's talking about the flu kazoo. She's talking about the flu kazoo.
Wait, how do you bring a comment up? Do I click it?
Well, no, let me go. What are we doing here? Hold on a second.
It's
okay,
Dan's.
we're on this. Okay, what's going on?
Dan Simon on Facebook.
Okay, go ahead and click it. I guess I don't know. Well, but
yeah, see, I can't get it to come up on the screen like you do.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have him. I don't have him on here right now.
Twitter boy is bringing tech guys in to look behind the code that runs everything to find all the stinky stuff that other auditors never looked for.
Yeah, but that's not what was the term she used. So hold on, we got to go back to her here, and I'm going to finish that thought here.
Doge did not exist 2 years ago.
Okay, by the way, it did. It was a different name, but it quite literally did exist.
19-year-olds were not raiding the treasury.
Raiding the treasury, that's it. So they're definitely not raiding. This is people that are looking through things and making sure things are being expelled. Anyway, so I do want to get to the last point that she was making there. Hold on, let's get to it. Revisit.
In approving medical devices.
Yes, medical
biomedical engineering devices. And if you all think that he is an expert in that, I've got a bridge to nowhere to sell you.
God, and you are, sister. Okay, so here's the deal. What he's talking about, what she's talking about there is what has been lovingly referred to as the flu kazoo. So the flu kazoo is breathing like it looks like a breathalyzer. And it looks like it kind of looks and acts like a breathalyzer test. You blow into it. It reads what the hell is wrong with you. And then medications show up to your doorstep. This can cut basically. Okay. So medical spending and military are our top two expenditures as a country. This will cut our medical spending by 33%. Just that one device. The reason why that device never made it to the floor as a house vote, like let's do this kind of stuff, was because BlackRock showed up to each of the pro flu kazoo congressmen and women and said, if you pass this, I'm being sincere, if you pass this, no one will go to emergency clinics. We own all the damn emergency clinics. We own the walk-ins. If you do this, we will primary you. You will not escape a primary. You will never work in Washington, D.C. again. So when Elon Musk says we can cut this, that's what she's saying. Oh, he doesn't know anything about biomedical stuff.
Well, because there's no profit in us being healthy. That's why they do it to our food. That's why they just put us on endless pills. That's why they don't teach nutrition in medical schools anymore, et cetera, so on. There's more profit in us being sick than there is for us being healthy.
Well, it's evidenced by that. But then it's okay. So we can be, here's the deal. We can be the healthiest country in the world, but with 36 trillion, then 40 trillion, then 45 trillion in debt, running a 2 trillion, then a $3 trillion deficit and all this, we're not a nation anymore. Period. We're de facto bankrupt. And so to have grown-ups in the room, it freaks out people like AOC because AOC can't handle someone speaking more intelligently than her. So basically when she steps out of a bar, that's the situation that she's in. 100%.
She's frustrating. I don't know how she keeps getting reelected. I really don't.
I don't know how she doesn't fall down more. I'm surprised she can stay upright in her seat.
I told you yesterday, she's got earbuds that say breathe in, breathe out. She's probably got another portion of it that says, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. I don't know.
Do y'all remember the news organizations? It was during COVID that we found out. We're like, okay, they're all on the same script. And it would start with one, and would start with go to the second, go to the third, and then they're all saying the same thing.
It's a serious, dangerous threat to our democracy.
Yeah, it's always a threat to democracy. I don't know if you caught this. This is starring here in Arizona. Our senior senator now, Mark Kelly, who is a fraud and he's just there to enrich himself, and
It's a good point, Dan.
So anyway, I don't know if you guys caught this. This is today's posts by each of these senators.
Immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
That ain't true. That's what you just heard. Since day one, Donald Trump's presidency, prices are not down. They're up. Inflation is getting worse. Prices of groceries, gas, eggs, of essentials. It's not getting better. It's getting worse.
Meanwhile,
Donald Trump has done nothing to lower costs for you.
Yeah, look, I mean, Mark Kelly, at least he got in the chair, and he's like, same with Schumer, got in the chair, like kind of leaned back, like, hey, I'm just making this up. This is all off the cuff.
Instead, violent police
These guys actually had the balls to say that Donald Trump is letting violent criminals go and refer to January 6th and show the B-roll there. They had the balls to say that is violent criminals when we've had 4 years of quite literally violent criminals allowed to walk the streets. He said Kelly was there with Mark Kelly is nothing but a profiteer. And if things go bad, as polling starts going, he just wheels his wife out and reminds everybody that his wife was shot in the head. He uses her as a prop.
That is sick.
He's a disgusting human being, and he has no business in Washington, D.C. I mean, I would rather, and I would be more proud to say that John Fetterman is my senator than I would Mark Kelly, period. I don't care. You went to space. Wow, cool. You're a pilot. Ooh, I know plenty of them. And I know plenty of them that would be great astronauts. Give me your crap. Yeah. Something because he lives. Yeah. Jerk, you pulled a muscle reaching for that one, Brendan? Holy mackerel. Yeah.
I believe that, Greg.
And that's the thing too. I mean, this whole double down, triple down, quadruple down on men and women's sports. It just shows us the bubble that the Democrats live in, and they have no idea why the hell they lost. They got their asses kicked because they believe that men should play in women's sports. That they believe that the LGBTQ spectrum was more important than anything. They believe that color of skin trumps all and sexual identity trumps all. And they keep doubling down on this. Keep doubling down. You want to talk about the price of eggs, you punks? Talk about the price of eggs. Keep reminding your friends. The Biden administration, the Department of Ag, killed 100 million chickens. 100 healthy chickens. Instead of the proven science that you let the ones that survive and get better, you put them immediately into a breeding program, and you're right back in the game.
Stop making sense.
Oh, I'm telling you. Yeah. So that's it. I mean, that is what we're faced with right now with chicken and egg prices. And restaurant prices, because they're dealing with more, it all ripple effecting. Oh, Donald Trump said he was going to bring prices down day one. If you think that one human being can bring prices of everything down day one, it was a campaign slogan. If you believe that, I don't really know if you should be voting.
Right. Well, but then I just remember all of the chicken farms that went up in flames back in, what was that, 21, 22?
This is bioterrorism. It was domestic terrorism. No one was rung up. It was all an accident right here, right up the road from my house, Hickman's. Hickman's went up in flames.
That blows my mind.
Yeah.
But then all of the cattle, too, that just all of a sudden started dying all over the place.
Like someone went cow tipping and they never got up.
Right.
It was unbelievable. And people like, oh, gee, I bet this is because of climate change. I bet this is all because of climate change. In the bird flu, by the way. Oh, so the avian flu only impacted the United States. Have you seen egg prices in Mexico? $2 a dozen. Have you seen egg prices around the world? $2. There is the avian flu apparently was confined to our borders here in the United States.
Oh,
which
it's
goes
a
to show you
selective
it's a bunch of crap. What's that?
It's a selective virus.
Oh yeah. It's like it's as if we put plexiglass around the country, and it can't go over the 6-foot plexiglass wall.
Exactly.
Yeah. 2 senator chicks from Washington State also voted against one. Oh yeah, all Democrats did. They all walk lockstep. It just shows they either have this very nefarious plan to do something before the midterms or the next election, or they're just going to get their butts kicked.
Grizz, who am I then? He said that's not the real Ronda.
I see what he said. What in the hell, buddy? Why? I mean, I'm already a conspiracy theorist as it is, dude. I don't need you to goad me into more conspiracies. Oh, yeah. I definitely let anybody in. It's a Trump derangement syndrome chicken flu. Yeah, it is. I mean, there was an entire, which I mean, okay, so I'll say this, guys, and this is something that I'm doing some research on right here. It's Biden's $20 billion shell game. I don't know if you guys saw this. He parked $20 billion of your tax dollars at Citibank as basically a slush fund to help him fund NGOs. Yes. This is white chicken privilege. I wouldn't doubt that. Yeah.
Well, then Brendan talking about people eating raw chicken. No, Brendan, it was the cook your chicken medium rare. It was those people.
It's gross.
It's a true thing. People came out, talked about it.
Mm-hmm. Are you serious? So who said cook your chicken medium rare?
Younger millennials, Gen Z, they were like, I just cooked my chicken medium rare. It was so good. You got to try it. And I'm like, yeah, how was that hospital visit?
Smart. Yeah. I believe in Darwinism. I do. I think that microevolution is a thing. And we just have a bunch
I think
of
we should
people.
just take the warning labels off of everything and let it all be sorted out.
All right, let's stick to this. Your new Secretary of Ag is really ticking me off. So I don't know if everybody's on board here, but here's what we got going on. The FDA and the Department of Agriculture is looking to vaccinate. Here we go. Your meat supply and your chicken supply, all because of the avian flu. And behind that is this woman right here, appointed by Trump, pushed through by the Senate.
Funds from USDA to push back on that. Part of that money is going to be used for biosecurity measures, which is locking the barns down. The avian flu is spread through wild birds. So how do we make sure that all these barns can protect against the wild bird flu? The second thing is, how do we quickly repopulate? Under Biden and Obama, a lot of rules and regulations were put on these chicken farmers, and it just takes a lot longer than it should to get hens back into the hen house and laying eggs again. Third, what can we do, again, on that deregulation piece regarding repopulation, but also just regarding egg farming in general and chicken farmers in general? That's a massive piece of this, and we're rolling back a lot of those rules. Fourth is, are there short-term import eggs that we can do? We're already we've announced a deal with Turkey, other countries around the world.
How much is an imported egg going to cost? I don't understand why I'm paying $9 for 18 eggs. I'm paying $9 for that. If they're imported from Turkey, I know I'm paying a lot more than $10 for them. I don't understand how that is a solution. And if you talk about lockdowns, I get that, Brendan. It's smart. It is. It's like animal lockdown. Y'all stay here and wear your masks, and everything's going to be just fine. You guys stay 6 feet apart and lay some eggs. We're going to be just fine.
But then how long is it before they go, well, because it's carried by wild birds, you all have to stay in your house now because you could get it?
When I see people dying in mass, I wouldn't even do it then. I'd actually go shoot birds and say, I'm just helping. This is what I'm doing. I'm participating.
Good point, Dan.
Yes. Well, it's always been a money laundering scheme. I mean, look at you. Think about it. I mean, okay. And I'm not for this. I love farmers. I think farmers are amazing people. I think families, I think the businesses, it's a tough business, and it's good, honest work. And I think it keeps the country fed. But our subsidies for farmers are absolutely ridiculous. But you can't go after that. If you're Elon Musk, you could go after that. You know what I mean? If you're Elon Musk, you should be like, okay, here's what we're paid to do. We're actually paying farmers. So, a lot of farmers, I'm not saying most farmers, I apologize. A lot of farmers that I know and have spoken are paid and subsidized by the state and the federal government to not farm on giant portions of their land. And I forget they call it CRP lands, or I forget what I forget the exact term for it, but they're paid for. Could you imagine what would happen to our supply chain, our food supply, everything, if we allowed farmers to just farm on whatever damn land they have? But I think that's part of the regulations that she was speaking of, that we can't, there's no way we can do it until we roll all that back.
Well, and then I think back to the Agricultural Adjustment Act, where they were like, hey, we're going to pay you not to farm, but if you farm and you have excess, we're going to tax you more to put it over here in this fund to give to these farmers, which the Supreme Court did knock down. But they must have found a way around it, because now here they are subsidizing farmers who aren't farming.
Yeah, or subsidizing farmers to not farm, like not okay. Oh, you can't make it as a farmer and you're just lazy. We're going to subsidize you. Now, not there was like, no, here's the big piece of your land. You are not going to be able to farm on that. This is a bunch of garbage, and so it begs the question: now that we have this vaccine that is thrown into our cows, and by the way, Bill Gates thinks that if you vaccinate cows in a certain way, they won't fart anymore, and that'll help climate change. I'm not kidding. I'll bring the receipts tomorrow if I need to. He believes that he can get rid of cow flatulence with a simple shot. And now we have them injecting chickens with let's rush this through. Let's get that. We had an avian flu. We all know that you cannot eradicate a virus. You cannot do it. We've never done it in world history. You can't do it. So why would you start juicing experimental crap into chickens that we are going to be eating just to say, oh, it's to get rid of the avian flu? We can't even get our own flu shot right. You get the human flu shot right, we'll talk about avian flu, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, then I go back to, you talk about you can't get rid of a virus. I was sitting there. I said it to you and Hunter in 2020 when you were doing the lives during the lockdowns. And I was like, what do they think? If they lock us in our houses, the virus will just go, well, there's nobody here to play with. I'm going to leave.
Yeah. It's like Egypt in the Bible when you they put the lamb's blood on top of the door and just went right past you.
It's right.
Yeah. That's what Passover is, by the way. I'm giving you guys your Bible term of the day. Passover. That's what that is. When the Jews celebrate Passover, I know. It's just that they put lamb's blood on top of the door and the plagues. Just went right on past them. That's right. Mm-hmm. That's the equivalent of putting that little piece of plexiglass in between two people. All right, let's get local. I'm a baseball nut. Ronda apparently is a baseball nut as well, and she has notes. So, see,
you brought it up.
I did bring it up because I think it's a nice topic to talk about. So let's get to this. A bill to fund Chase Field improvements keeps D-backs in Arizona and clears the state house. Here's what these bozos are going to be doing. They are saying that the amendment bolsters guardrails. I hate this crap. Imposes penalties if team leaves. Ready for the penalties if the team leaves after we do this? God, I love this. Ready for this?
I miss the penalties.
A $10 million penalty if the team leaves before 2035. $10 million. You shake the stadium hard enough, $10 million falls out of the players' pockets. $5 million if they leave before 2045, and $1 whole million if they leave before 2050. This is not a serious bill. This is not a grown-up bill at all. But here's what they do. They actually going to tax the hell out of everybody. It is a state revenue disbursement program, which means your tax dollars. And so the club's going to put in $250 million, and they're going to fleece us for another $250 million. I'm absolutely 100% done with this. I'm done with funding stadiums. I'm absolutely done with this. We need to go Doge on this kind of crap.
Well, and then I pulled it up because you said we talked about it yesterday. As I pulled up the bill itself, which is HB 2704, if y'all want to go look at it. And it talks about, each month beginning October 1st of this year. But then it starts talking about professional football contests that are held in a stadium located on a campus of an institution under the jurisdiction of the Arizona Board of Regents for the purposes of Section 425032.3 From and after September 30th, the department shall separately account for revenues collected under the retail classification from businesses selling tangible personal property at retail on the premises of a Major League Baseball facility owned or operated by a county stadium district pursuant to Title 48, Chapter 26, which I did also pull up, and it talks about what stadium districts are. I'm Dork.
And we get a new football stadium?
No.
Oh. I thought ASU. I thought that was saying ASU gets a new football stadium.
No, it's the way that I understand it. The money that's even collected at professional football games, going to go to the baseball stadium, because the amount transmitted under subsection A of this section is the total amount of state transaction privilege tax revenues received from persons conducting business under the retail, amusement, restaurant, and prime contracting classifications at or with respect to events held at a Major League Baseball facility that is owned and operated by a county stadium district pursuant to Title 48, Chapter 26.
Yeah. So who pays for that? We do. Yeah. So I'm done with that. And Via Con Dios, dude, D-backs, pound sand, kick rocks. Dude, seriously, you'll put one good product on the field, maybe two good products in 20 years? You have put junk up. Your stadium looks like literally, it's like playing baseball in a warehouse. It is not a fun stadium to go to. And
not anymore.
Say, if we just put $500 million into it, it's going to be absolutely amazing. And they're going to government the crap out of that and MLB the crap out of that.
Dan, yes.
So I love watching the D-backs, but don't think your tax dollars they shouldn't. So tax dollars should not go. If you have $700 million to pay Shohei Ohtani, you have enough to renovate your stadium. That's what I do dig. You guys can say what you want to say about the Dodgers all you want. That's all self-funded. They ain't a tax dollar goes into that. Not a tax penny.
It's something that even Dan and I have talked about, about the whole baseball thing. And I'm like, you know what? Arizona is never, ever going to see that kind of championship season again if they don't start taking notes from teams like the Yankees and the Dodgers. Can't stand either team, but they're smart in business, period. They will get the best players. They will spend the money, and they do it all themselves. They're not asking the taxpayers of their respective states. At least I don't think that New York is. But they've got their own money. They're not sitting here going, "Hey, New York, give us money."
Yeah, you fly into Kansas City. If you ever rented a car in Kansas City, if you rent a car in Kansas City, I believe there's 7 excise taxes. 7 of them. I remember looking at the kid going, "Okay, so without these taxes, how much would my car be?" It was half. And he goes, the funny thing about those stadiums, he goes, only 3 of them are in use. I'm like, that is just absolutely beautiful. So hose everybody else, and that's the Arizona way too. Put it on a tourist tax. Put it on the tourists to come in, come into the valley and things like that. It still gets handed to us. So the stadium, the district or whatever. So who was the stadium district there, Ron? Who's the stadium district, Ronda? You said you had a stadium district.
Stadium district?
Yes.
Well, this is just talking about the stadium district. It's the county stadium district treasurer shall maintain a county stadium district fund consisting of all monies received by the district.
Yeah, should have been doing that for 2 decades.
Right. So what they're talking about specifically for the Diamondback fundings of the monies designated as a distribution base, the department shall pay 25% to the various incorporated municipalities in this state in proportion to their population to be used by the municipalities for any municipal purpose, except a municipality shall use monies paid from revenues separately accounted for pursuant to subsection A, paragraph 6 of this section. And it's just like, it goes, it's all this legalese, but it's still, they're going to take a higher amount of your money and then they're going to go, here, Diamondbacks, and throw it at them. But then we're still going to have to pay the high ticket prices. We're going to have to still pay the high concession prices, because now the concessions have to pay more because they have to tax more. So they're going to have to charge more because they're going to have to give 25% of their money to the Diamondbacks because they're selling at the stadium.
Be gone. Bye. Leave, Diamondbacks. We don't care. I
love my Diamondbacks.
You asked for our loyalty and to build you a Taj Mahal. Remember when, because you were talking about the football, Remember when they said this was, which blew me away, to build the Cardinals stadium? We're like, well, why can't the Cardinals just play it at which was Bob at the time, which was Bank One Ballpark? Why can't the Cardinals play there? They said it's not a stadium that's set up for that. And then they vote in the stadium out here in the giant Jiffy Pop out here in the West Valley.
The bounce house.
And then they play a college football game at Bank One Ballpark the very next January. You lying SOBs. You're done. God,
Went to a college game at, well, now it's Chase, but I went to a college game a few years ago when I was still working in public education. Went to a college bowl game at Chase. Yeah.
Nope, not set up for a football. Can't do that. Nope. No. Lying sacks of garbage. So here's the deal. You haven't put crap up. Okay, you slipped one past the goalie. I'll get a Greg term in there for you. You got into the World Series a year or so ago. Okay, great. You get to the playoffs 5 years in a row. I mean, you understand the NL West is minus one team. There's no way the Rockies are just, I don't even know why they're there. But they're basically a placeholder for their stadium. So you only have a 4-team league. And so make the playoffs 5 years in a row, and we'll think about going ahead and maybe kicking a little bit in for you guys. Put a good product up, and we'll go ahead and think about it. Now, when in comparison to the Dodgers, they did focus on their farm system, which was the Dodgers basically Fort Knox for a long time. The reason why they got great players was they could take from their great farm system and move them a certain way. But the D-backs are just too cheap, obviously, to throw any kind of money into their own stadium. They're definitely not throwing any money into their own team.
Well, and I said, as I became a baseball fan when we got the Diamondbacks. And then, quickest franchise to go to the series, beat the Yankees, blah, 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 blah. All Jerry Colangelo. And we know what he did for the Phoenix Suns back in the 90s. And so he was kind of starting to do the same thing for the Diamondbacks. And then they came in, unceremoniously dumped him, got him out, changed the colors, started trading off the team. And here we are. Yeah.
Change the colors. What other team? No. That's not something you do. I was so mad. I was so ticked off on that because I hated the D-backs anyway. So I was like, especially after the World Series. So I was like, after 9/11, you guys beat the Yankees. That's not okay. That's actually un-American. It's communist. Just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, but I will tell you that this is another. I will tell you the Suns. You talked about the Suns. The Suns are getting it. They're putting up a crap product right now that is completely underperforming. And the owner said, okay, here's the deal. Ticket prices are going down. I'm only charging $2 for a damn hot dog, and I'm $2 for I'm making it affordable for you to bring your family. You can see the Suns. We're not playing very well right now, but damn it, it's some sort of entertainment that you can bring your family to. You're still paying $30 for parking, but you're not getting in there and having to take a second on the house.
Well, and that's just it. It's like if Diamondbacks, if you are going to ask the state of Arizona to pay for your stadium, make it cheaper for your fans to show up at the ballpark.
There you go. I did see something pretty rad. It blew me away. It was like a 40-game pack or something like that to a deep. I mean, I'm sure it's way up in the nosebleeds, but I mean, at the same time, it was like $2.99 or something. I was like, okay, you guys are starting to get it a little bit, because we all know as baseball fans, you don't sit in the damn seats that you got unless you're down there already. You got to work your way down in the early innings. Yeah, you got to start working your way down. You can't do that at Dodger Stadium though. Because people are like, oh, Dodger fans always come late. Dodger fans are trying to park, which is a living hell at Dodger Stadium. That's exactly.
Grizz, you're not kidding. I have seen the Rattlers. That is a lot of fun. And Dan and I want to go look at the Rattlers, check out a Rattlers game this season.
Yeah, that's always fun to watch. That and rodeo. Quimby and I already have our tickets to the rodeo in October. That's how much we love watching bull riding. It's too much fun.
We haven't been to a PBR event in, oh gosh, I don't know how long.
You're missing out because they hang out at Westgate, and all the riders are just like, okay, they go out drinking afterwards. So you're just kind of hanging out with the dudes. It's kind of fun. Let's get to this. Let's wrap it on this, shall we? And Ronda, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It has been too much damn fun. Ronda's Random Thoughts. Get over there and check out that YouTube channel, Ronda's Random Thoughts. You're gonna love it. She got a new video dropping on Thursday.
Every Thursday this month will be a new video.
Every Thursday. It's all about consistency. Is the key to anything. Let's talk about a fraud, shall we? Let's talk about this, because I was actually playing off of the global warming of the chickens. The chickens, we have egg prices because of global warming. We have the egg prices because of global warming. And if you ask Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Sandy Cortez, if you ask her, then everything is you need an expert, right? You need a scientist. You need a scientist. Here we go.
The other thing, everybody, the climate is changing. You can say to yourself, it's not.
Okay, now we have Bill Nye. He's known as the science guy. Bill Nye is a mechanical engineer turned comedian, turned now scientist.
The unscience guy.
What's that?
The unscience guy.
Well, yeah, he's science guy when they have props, when they're filming him and they give him his props in a script. Oh, hell, he's a hell of a scientist. And I remember him talking about carbon and how carbon fuels the earth and how carbon is good and more carbon in the earth is good in one of his little science shows. But now here we go. I want you to hear this. Only I'm saying this because my brother lives in South Cackalack, so this is why it's funny.
And you can take campaign financing from the fossil fuel industry, and you can pretend the climate's not changing and hurricanes aren't becoming more frequent and flooding isn't more. There's forest fires, wildfires in the Carolinas. That didn't used to be a thing, everybody.
On record, just so we're clear, on record, sorry, Ronda. On record, there have been over 1,000 wildfires in the Carolinas every single year. On record. This is the BS that we get from idiots like this in CNN.
Quick story before you go back. When Dan was stationed in North Carolina, 2011, we were out there with him. Pender County, which is the county south of where Camp Lejeune is, was literally on fire. Mm-hmm. Literally on fire. And I had gone out with another Marine wife. We were going to go out on a walk after we dropped our sons off at a church camp thing that summer. We go out, we're taking a walk, and the best I can describe where we're walking through, it's like we were waiting for the banjos. Yeah. I'm not even kidding. So we get so far in and we're like, okay, I heard something. Let's just leave, go back. By the time we get back, the fire from the county south of us was covering the base, and the guards at the gate, as we're whipping out our IDs, are like, what are you doing walking out? Well, it wasn't like this when we left.
Yeah. But according to Bill Nye, that doesn't happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And of course, it's just fossil fuels. Again, I encourage you to tell all your green libs buddies this, is that if everyone drives an electric, as a matter of fact, if everyone stopped driving today, we would still be digging in the ground for petroleum, which is where we get fuel. Petroleum makes your plastic, you boobs. Everything around you is fossil fuel, you dorks. Yep, that's what
my glasses.
Yay, glasses are on. All right, Rhonda, thank you very much. Rhonda's Random Thoughts on YouTube. You got to check it out. She is absolutely fantastic. She's researched. She is a great presentation, and it is very entertaining. It is good stuff. And yes, Michael, I just say you boobs. That's right. Yes. Yeah, that's right. All right. But you guys, fantastic. Thank you all for playing along. Appreciate all of you guys. Greg, Alfred, Grizz, James, Brennan,
Grizz,
you guys are great.
Share it with him. Yeah, check your Instagram, Mike. I sent you something on Instagram.
The BB video. Okay, all right.
BB video. Yeah, it's on Instagram.
When you ask if I need to find it on Instagram.
I sent you a message on Instagram.
Okay, I did. Seriously, another message service I got to check. I don't check messages on Instagram, but I will.
You don't check messages.
No. Because there's too many. It's like getting shot from all sides. I feel like a fish in a barrel is what I do with all these messages. I'm like, damn it, why? And Queen Bee, did you get my No, I didn't. I did. I promise you I did not. Yes. All right, you guys, you are the best. Let's do this again. Mañana, Ronda, thank you so much. Everybody get over to YouTube. Quick. Like and subscribe. Go check out all the shows and like. And we'll see you tomorrow right here on In Other News. Have a great rest of your day.